Hello everyone. Am I audible to you and my screen visible to you?
Excess dirt towards the back. It's okay. He is a good human. Let's not go starting an internet campaign to ruin his life. He's a man of action who's doing the right thing. Or is he? Maybe there's an argument to be made that he's interfering with nature, and by
Am I audible to you? Okay. Do not mute. Kindly mute yourself. Okay, so till now, what we have learned is how to compile a simple program. Okay, how to execute it. The concept of a JDK, the concept of a JRE. We learned about something called as a scanner class. Okay, how to create an object of a scanner class, how to accept the data, how to write short, simple programs. Right? Now, in the industry, because the industry perspective is we do not use a notepad, we use something called as a Eclipse. We use something called as a Eclipse. Okay, so you will have to download the Eclipse. Okay, we'll have to download the Eclipse. So what you can do is once you have downloaded the Eclipse and installed it, right? You have to start the Eclipse. So I will just type click over here. There are two versions of Eclipse. One is for Java, another is for Java Enterprise, that is for the web development. Okay, what we are learning is the Java one. So click on this particular Java. Yes, you can do it on IntelliJ also. Okay, then what I will do,
Sir, please share the screen.
I hope it is visible now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what I did, I started with the Eclipse. When I start with the Eclipse, it will ask me for the workspace where you want to save the code. So I want to save it in g:\bash 2020 codes. Okay. What is the folder name you want? I want a folder name something like lecture 2. Okay. Do we have this particular folder called as lecture 2? No, it will create it. What I have is g:\bash 2020 codes. I have this particular folder in which what I have done, I am creating a folder called as lecture 2. Click on the launch. Click on the launch. When you click on the launch, what will happen is it will start the Eclipse. So you will have to go to the Eclipse Foundation and download this particular IDE. Do not download Java Enterprise Edition. It is for the web. Just download Eclipse for Java. So you should be getting Java Eclipse 2020-12. I have is 6. Click over here. This is the initial screen you are going to get. This is the initial screen. Okay. So if you click over here, what you should be getting is something like this. This particular screen. Okay. Either you can click over here or you can click over here. Okay. Either you can click over here and say new Java project, or simply I can click on this particular icon and say create Java project. So I'll click on the file. I will say new. I want to create a project. Let's give the project name as let's give the same name, lecture 2. So what is happening is my project is lecture 2. Okay, it is saying that in this particular lecture 2 there is a project called as lecture 2. It is using Java 14 version. Okay, whatever is a version you have installed, it will automatically pick it up. And then click on the next. Okay, and click on the finish. And then click on the finish. Okay. Then it will ask you that do you want to save this particular module. This module is useful whenever you want to install it on the client machine. This information will be picked from that particular client. I do not want to create it right now because I'm just teaching you the Java code. So do not click on don't create. What will happen is you will get something like this saying that my particular project called as lecture 2 in the lecture 2 folder is using this particular system library called as Java SE14. You're not supposed to touch this. You're not supposed to touch it. It will be referring this. Clear? Click on the source. Click on the source. And when you click on the source, we have to say right click over here and say new. Now all the IDE require a package to be created, unlike Notepad. Notepad allows you to directly type a code, but in case of Eclipse or IntelliJ, we should be having a package. So let's create a package. Okay. So it is saying that in my particular folder lecture 2 source, see in the lecture 2 source, I'm creating a package. Let's call the package as lecture 2. Okay. Do not type it in capital. If you type it in capital, see what will happen. It will say discourage package name, discourage package name, because Eclipse is following the convention followed by the developer. So what does developer says? Your package name should be in lowercase. So let's make it as lecture 2. So kindly remember, do we need to keep everything same? No, I'm just keeping it same so that I can keep a track of it. What is my folder name? Lecture 2. What is my project name? Lecture 2. What is my package name? Lecture 2. I kept all the 3 as same. Now in this particular lecture 2, I can click on new. What I want now? I want a class file. I want a class file. So I'll click on this particular class. Okay. What is the name of this particular class? I want it as program 1. I want it as program 1. What is the modified for it? It is a public. By default, each and every program inherits which particular superclass? Java.language.object. Do you need anything else? Yes, I need a public static void main. So click on this and click on the finish. So when you click on the finish, on the right hand side, it should open a file called as program 1. See, Lecture 2 is a folder. Under that we have a source. Under that we have a package. Under the package we have the program1.java. So this is my program1.java. It automatically has included the main method. Kindly remember, this particular line was not there in the notepad. Now we have this particular line. So IDEs will require this particular package name into consideration. All, in fact, you take any IDE, it will start with a package. Okay, so to illustrate the concept of a simple program, what I will do, I will use something called as system.out.println. This is IntelliSense. Okay, this is IntelliSense. The moment I type a dot, I should get the various method. What I want welcome. Put a semicolon over here. Put a semicolon over here. Now the question is the code which I have written, how I can compile it. Right click over here and say run as Java application. So when I say run as Java application, what will happen is it will compile the code, execute it, and display the output in this window. In this particular window. Is it clear to you? System.out.println coding is mandatory. Whether you are a mechanical engineer or a CSE engineer, coding is mandatory. You should know some kind of a coding. I have added this particular line. So what should I do now? Again, come over here, click on run application. What will happen? It will save the code, compile it, and you will get this output. Welcome, coding is mandatory. Okay. Now, how do I add a next program in this? Click over here, say new, add a new class. What is the new class name now? It is project is program 2. Okay. Capital. So I will change it and make it program 2. Double click will be taken back.
ना मिले, जैसे पहले होता है ना फर्स्ट चॉइस नहीं मिलती,
फर्स्ट चॉइस ही मिलती होती है।
तो सुहानी को तो फोर्थ चॉइस मिली है।
सुहानी को सेकंड।
Let me run this. Right click, run as Java application, and you should be in a position to.
Your screen is not visible.
Yeah, I'll just share it. I lost the connection. Can you see the screen now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. So now reinforcing the concept of the Eclipse, why we use Eclipse, why it is used in the industry. Eclipse will basically guide you in this particular process. Point number one, Eclipse forces you, or rather IntelliJ will also force you to work in a package. Point number one. Why packages are required? Because whenever you are writing the code, you'll be writing hundreds of classes. It has to be in a package. You do not directly can start typing the class and then the functions inside this. We'll have to type it in the package. Becomes easier for management. Point number two, you declare a scanner object, you declare a variable, you accept the data, immediately you have to close it. If I don't close it, then this particular line scanner will be yellow. For example, if I don't do something like this, then what will happen? This particular obj will be yellow, saying that your resource is leaking. So I have to close it. So this is very helpful in the Eclipse over here. Then what I do, I increment the contents of A, whatever I have typed, and I am printing it over here. Let's run this by saying run as. So let's assume I enter 100. What should I get? I should get 101. I should get 101. If I do something like this, and print it, what should be the answer now? Tell me. What will the 15th line give me the answer as? I have entered 100. This A is equal to A plus 1 has made it 101. This A plus plus. What is the output on this particular line? You can type it in the chat window. 102. Great. Now plus A, and again I'm printing it. Okay, let me run it again. So when I run it again, what will happen? It will give me 100, 101 and 102. Okay, so this line gives me 101, this line gives me 102, right? This line should give me 103. Let's run it and check it. One moment, huh?
धुला पड़े।
All the best. So I hope the font is visible to you now.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if I entered 100 over here, okay, if I entered 100 over here, this will make it 101. Right? So this will display 101. This will make it 102. This will make it 103. What will be the output now? Tell me. Have you learned pre-increment and post-increment in the class?
Yes, sir.
So what should be the output now? The console is not displaying anything. This should give me 100, this should give me 101, this should give me 102, this should give me 103, and again if I print a value, it should give me 103. It should give me 103 because this is a post increment. This is a post increment over here. If I do something like this, then what will happen? This 103 will be taken over here, then it will increment this value. Okay, so 103 is 104. Now they should make it 105. They should make it 105. This here it was 101. Here it was straightforward 102. Here it was pre-increment 103. Here it was 103. The moment it came here, it became 104. And this plus plus made it 105. Any doubt in this? I hope it is clear to you, right? Okay. Now, let's discuss some of the code. Okay, write a program that prompts the user to enter the 2 points x1, y1, x2, y2 and display the distance between them. So how we are going to write a program? We are going to declare a scanner object. I'm going to accept the data for x1, y1. I'm going to accept the data for x2, y2. x1, y1, x2, y2. That is straightforward. Okay, now if you look at it, the formula says the distance can be calculated by using something called as a square root of x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. So here what I am doing, I am using mat.power. This mat.power is available in the default package called as java.language. Hence, we don't need to import anything over here. If you look over here, we are just imported scanner because of this particular accepting the data from the user. For the math, I don't have to import anything because it is available in java.language. So point number 1, x2 minus x1 square, that data is captured from here. Okay, mat.power x2 minus x1 raise comma 2. Okay, so we are raising this particular x2 minus x1 raised to 2. Clear? Plus mat.power y2 minus y1 raised to 2. So what is this going to give me is this particular part. x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. This one. Clear? Understood? Now, the square root part. How we can use the square root? Either I can say mat.square root or I can use another trick over here. What I can do, I will say mat.power opening bracket, closing bracket, and before that I will give you 0.5. What does 0.5 means? The square root of it. the square root of it. Clear? So what you'll be doing is, whenever you have installed this particular Eclipse, you'll be typing this code. So when you type this particular code, it will give you the warning saying that in resource is leaking. So where you are going to close this particular input, you're going to close it after this. You're going to close it after this by saying input dot close. Clear? Understood? Okay. Oh. Is my coding ninja screen visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what was the first question over there in this was, I'm talking about this particular module, okay, the Java module, getting started with Java. I'm talking about this. So in this, there was a question called as average marks, okay. There was a question called as average marks. So there is one thing I wanted to tell you is, how do I accept a data from the user in the form of a string? Because what does the question say? The question says that you have to accept a name, accept the marks in 3 subject and display the average If you look at it, marks are integer. I guess they are write a program to input a name as a single character and marks of 3 tests as considering this in an integer format. So what I will do, I will import java.util.scanner. Scanner obj is equal to new scanner string obj string str. Okay, int a comma b comma c. What I have done, I have declared variables of the type string and variables of the type integer. How do I accept a string? I accept a string by saying str is equal to obj.next, and then I accept the 3 integers by saying a is equal to obj.nextInt, b is equal to obj.nextInt, c is equal to obj.nextInt. SOP str will display the name, which is this one, and system.out.print a plus b plus c divided by 3 will display this particular average. Is it clear? Do I need to close this particular obj? This is an online compiler. This is an online compiler. So I need not. Okay, but if you want a good habit, you can immediately close it after this line. Is it clear to you? No, see, kindly pay attention. You will only get a Java. You won't be getting a flowchart. Flowchart is from the previous model. The flowchart is from the previous model and getting started. You won't get it. I get a different model. You will get a different model. You are only exposed to what you are supposed to be known. Is it clear? Kindly pay attention. Mine is a master copy. That will be including a data structure also. You do not have a data structure in your codes. So kindly do not compare your coding ninja with my coding ninja. Clear? Is the first program very clear to you that how to accept a string and how to accept this one? Yes, you can use mat.square root. Yes, you can use mat.square root in the previous example. I just showed you a trick of how to use mat.sql. So Java course is still not visible in the coding ninja. Those who do not have a Java course not visible, they have to drop a mail. You already know the convention, okay? Those for which Java as well as AWT is not visible, kindly drop a mail to me immediately so that after the lecture I can take the matter. Understood? Okay. Says Okay, let's continue. There was a connect. I was getting some internal error for the coding ninja. So meanwhile, let's discuss this code and then let's go back to the coding ninja after some time. The next example is you're supposed to accept the data from the keyboard. Okay. And you have to check whether it's even or odd. And we have to check for the even or odd. Where we are going towards the conditionals. We are going towards the conditional. So what I will do, I will accept the data from the user using this particular lines. Okay, then I will check the even by saying if n%2 equal to 0, this is even, else this is odd, and then I could close it. Rather, I should close it immediately after this over here. Is this clear to you? Next example on if else else if. We accept the data from the user and I am saying if the age is less than equal to 11, it should display the child. If the age is between 12 and 17, okay. Now in this case, this particular operator less than equal to, greater than equal to, what are these called? This particular operator less than equal to, greater than equal to, what are these operators called? They are called the relational operators. They are called the relational operators. And this particular operators, double and, these are called the logical operators. These are called the logical operators. So in this case, if I enter the 15, what will happen? Is age less than equal to 11? No, so it will come over here. Is age greater than equal to 12 and less than equal to 17? Yes, it should display teenager. Okay, if it is greater than equal to 18 and age less than equal to 60, which is your age, then it should give you adult. Otherwise, it should give me old and it should close this particular input. Cut it, paste it over here. So this program illustrated if, else if and else. If, else if and else. Now, brackets are not required. Brackets are required only when we require a compound statement. Brackets are required when we need a compound statement. What do you mean by compound statement? Something like this. Let's do something like this. If age is less than equal to 11, okay, let's take this line over here. System.out.println child. Paste it and display A. Okay, so if I remove this now, what will happen? Your program will give an error. Why? Because it says that along with this condition, only this particular statement is associated. If I do something like this, then it will give me an error. It will give me an error. For example, let me take this. The simple rule is along with the if and else if there are no brackets, then only the next statement is executed. So over here we have only this. Over here we have only this. So no need of a bracket. But if we have more than one line, such as in this example, then what we should do? This is only for the clarity I am writing, okay? Otherwise we can write it in a single line. What we have to do, we have to compulsorily put the brackets. So the rule is, if it is a simple statement, we do not need a bracket. If it is a compound statement, that means more than one statement, then compulsorily we'll have to put the bracket. I hope it is clear to you. So brackets are not required after if else, provided it's a simple statement. If it is more than one statement, we need to put the brackets. Now based on your knowledge what you have gained, you have to write a very concrete program. We have to write a very concrete program. 10 minutes will be given to you. What does the question says? It comes under algebra. Okay, you have to solve the quadratic equation. Okay, and the equation is already known to you. Ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0 can be obtained for the following formula: b square minus 4ac. Okay, it is called the discriminant of the quadratic equation. If this determinant is greater than 0, okay, then root 1 will be minus b plus square root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. Root 2 will be so and so. If the determinant is 0, then root 1 is equal to root 2 is equal to minus b upon 2a. That means both the roots will be same. If it is less than 0, do not calculate this, just display roots are imaginary. Roots are imaginary. So what you have been asked? You have been asked to solve the quadratic equation. You have been told to solve the quadratic equation. So please tell me, what will be the input for this particular program? What will be the input for this particular program? What will be the input? A, B, C. This will be the three inputs. Yes or no? Right? So declare them as an integer and accept the data. After that, what you are going to do? First step is over. Next step is, what's the next step? Calculate the determinant. Done. And after calculating the determinant, what we should do? We should use the if else. Yes or no? So the first part was this part. What we are supposed to do? We are supposed to accept the value for A, B and C. So double A is equal to so and so, double B is equal to so and so, double C is equal to so and so. How do I calculate the discriminant? By saying B square minus 4AC. So how I can calculate this? By saying mat dot power B comma 2 minus 4AC. Does anyone have a doubt in this particular line? Double discriminant is equal to mat dot power B comma 2 minus 4AC. Do you have any doubt in this? Okay. Once you have calculated this, then it's a simple rule over here. If discriminant greater than 0, equal to 0, else. Now here compulsorily you'll have to use a bracket. Why you have to use a bracket? Because it has got more than one line. So what we are doing, we are calculating root 1, we are calculating root 2 and we are displaying root 1 and root 2. In case of this, I have to compulsorily use a bracket because I am calculating the double root 1 and I am displaying it out over here. What you can do, you can say double root 1 is equal to so and so, then you can say double root 2 is equal to root 1 and then display both the roots are same. In the else part, for the imaginary part, what you have to do, you have to simply display no real roots. Do we have any doubt in this example? If you have, you can raise it in a minute. I'll wait for till 11:42. If you have any doubts, kindly raise it over here right now. As far as possible, kindly use the predefined functions available because it will give the performance benefit. No, we don't have to install the man. Kindly remember, it is available in java.language. So no need to install it. If you look at this example, there is only scanner class right at the top. By default, you already have something called a java.language, and in this java.language, we already have the maths. So no need to import it. Any other question? No. System.out.print. Yes, everywhere, whether you use IntelliJ. See, kindly pay attention, you are getting confused. We are learning Java. I am teaching you Java. Java.language, Java. This one is Java. IntelliJ and Eclipse are the IDE, okay, which will be detecting the resources, the memory leak and everything. It has got nothing to do with the mat.language or something like that. That's a Java feature. System.out.print keeps the cursor on the same line. System.out.println will take the cursor on the next line. System.out.print keeps the cursor on the same line. Can I use mat.py? Yes, you can definitely use mat.py. If you want, see, when I'm talking about the web development, this curve is quite steep. As I said, Java learning curve is quite steep. First, you have to learn Java, then you have to learn something called as a servlet JSP. Okay, then you have to learn something called as a Spring framework. Okay, then you have to learn testing. After that, you can say that I know Java. Point number one. Okay, point number one. When you are talking about the Android development, then you can use a Kotlin. Okay. Now, what is the next question? My next question is something like this. Remember this particular function, okay? You'll be needing this. What does mat.random do? Okay, random function returns a double value greater than equal to 0 and less than equal to 1.0. Okay, it is greater than equal to 0 and less than 1.0. Remember, okay, greater than or equal to 0 and less than 1.0. Understood? Clear? Now, int digit 1 is equal to int mat.random into 10. Kindly explain me this particular line. What is this particular line doing? No. First explain what does mat.random into 10 is doing, and then explain the concept of a int. What is mat.random doing? Point number one. It is generating a random number between 0.0 and 1.0. So if I give into 10, if I say into 10, what is this going to do? Tell me. What is this going to give me? Kindly pay attention. Again, I'm telling you, mat.random will generate a random number between 0.0 and less than 1.0. Less than. It is not less than equal to, it is less than 1.0. Kindly be very, very alert. It says greater than equal to 0 and less than 1.0. So when I say mat.random into 10, what it is going to give me? It is going to give me a random value between 0.0 and 9.999, something like that. You agree? Right? So after that, this value will be the double value. This value will be the double value. After that, what I have to do? I have to convert it into integer. Why you have to convert it into integer? Because my left hand side is an integer. My left hand side is an integer. Okay. Now in this int means convert the number which you have obtained. It could be any number between 0 to 9.99. So int means 0 to 9. What is my question? Please pay attention. the program should generate 3 single digit integers, random integers. The program is supposed to generate 3 random single digit integer. So how I can generate single digit integer? Using this. Clear? Understood? So what it is doing, it is generating 3 random numbers, single digit random number. Then it asks, so let's assume that this is 1, this is 2 and this is 3. So then it will ask, what is 1 plus 2 plus 3? Okay, this is going to display what is 1 plus 2 plus 3. What is 1 plus 2 plus 3? So what the user is going to do? Pay attention. So what is this going to do? Input.nextInt. Input.nextInt is going to accept the integer from the user, store it in answer. Okay, and something like this we had done it in Python. System.out.println 1 plus 2 plus 3 equal to, this is the answer and this is what I have typed. If they are matching, it will display the answer, right? Understood? So let me run this for you. Does Rajat mat.random always works in double? I guess you have not started reading the documentation. Kindly go through the documentation. How am I supposed to read the documentation? Go over here. Type mat.random in Java. Okay. Random returns a double value with the positive sign greater than equal to 0.0 and less than 1.0. So there will be something like this available over here. Okay, javapoint.com. Go over here and look over here. What is the signature of this random? It is public static double random. Why static? Because already someone has written for this. Where is it available? In java.language.mat.random. Okay, so that's why I'm saying Java learning curve is little bit steep. You will have to go to the documentation and read it. Clear? Understood? So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to execute this and show it to you. For simplicity, what I will do, I will open another online platform now. Let's open this particular platform and I will share the screen with you. Share the web browser. Yes. Is my screen visible to you? Is my screen visible to you? The online compiler?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, if you are using an online compiler for just trying out the code, all the online compiler mostly require the class name as main. So do not touch it. Okay, do not touch it. That's a thumb rule. Only paste the necessary code. And right on top what I need? This one. Okay, let's paste this. And let's indent it well. Let's conserve the space. This is the answer user has typed, which could be right, which could be wrong. Let's try to run this. When you run this, I'm getting a 1, 4 and 8. So the digit 1 is 1, the digit 2 is particular 4 and digit 3 is 8. And it is asking a very simple question. What is 1 plus 4 plus 8? Question mark. And now it is waiting for me to type certain answer. So let's type a wrong answer. 8 plus 4 is 12, 12 plus 1 is 13. I will type 15. I'll press enter. Then what it is going to do, it is going to say 1 plus 4 plus 8 is equal to 15 is false. Okay, so how we are getting this false? That's a big headache now. Let's try to understand this. So please pay attention. in the system.out.print line, okay, see this was the input, which is this one. What is digit 1 plus digit 2 plus digit 3, which is this one. Now system int answer is equal to input dot next integer. I have entered 15. Then the output is digit 1 is 1, digit 2 is 4, digit 3 equal to is our answer. Okay. Now what I am going to do is I am going to check left hand side equal to right hand side. Okay. So my left hand side is this 3 digit, which is 8 plus 4 plus 1, 13. Is it equal to 15? No. So what it should give me? It should give me false. So when I run it again, it's a Boolean operator. No, equal to is going to check for the equality. Equal to is going to assign the value. Now I get a random values. 0, 6, 9. So let me enter now the correct answer, 15. So what you will get 0 plus 6 plus 9 is equal to 15 is true. 15 is true. Let's run it again. So every time you run it, you should get a different set of values. It will going to ask me for the answers depending upon what I have, which is going to give me true or false. I'm going to get this answer. Any doubt in this question? Okay. Let me see whether I'm getting the connection back. Okay. So as I said, my course will be different. Your course will be different. Okay. Let me share the screen. Let me go back to my Coding Ninja and explain one more program. Let me go to conditional and loops. Is my screen visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Okay. So what you are supposed to do? Write a program to calculate the total salary of a person. Okay. The user has to enter the basic salary and integer. Okay. The user is supposed to enter the basic salary. Okay. Then based on the basic salary, what we are supposed to do? We are supposed to calculate the HRA, DA. These two things we are supposed to calculate. Except the basic, calculate HRA and DA. The next thing we need to accept is the grade. The next thing we need to accept is a grade. Okay. So for grade, it could be A or B or C or any other character. So if it is A, the allowance is 1,700. If it is B, the allowance is 1,500. If it is C or any other character, then the allowance is 1,300. What the question is saying is round off the total salary and then print the integral part only. That means you should use a typecasting to display the total salary. But how you calculate the total salary? The total salary is basic plus HRA plus DA plus allowance minus PF. We already know how to calculate HRA DA based on this formula. We already know how to find the allowance based on this particular condition. What is the PF? PF means Provident Fund will be 11% of the basic. So what is 11% of the basic? Will be 11 upon 100 into the basic. So that has to be subtracted and that will be my total salary. So total salary will be basic plus HRA plus DA plus allowance. What is this code going to explain? This code is going to check whether you can accept the data from the keyboard. Point number 2, whether you are going to perform the necessary calculation. Point number 3, whether you can use the if condition, if else if, to check the grade A, B and C. And point number 4, whether you can understand this, how to calculate the total salary. How we can calculate the total salary. And then finally, it is going to check whether you will be in a position to use a typecasting feature. whether you will be in a position to check the typecasting feature. Most of drive. There was a drop in the connection, that's why you must have lost my voice. Okay. All of you please pay attention. You have something called as a core Java master class. Okay, all your students are over here. So this core Java master class has got resources. There is something called as a video lectures over here, which is yesterday's lecture. Okay, and then there is something called as a lecture notes, which is yesterday's lecture note. So whatever I am teaching you, that particular lecture note will be visible over here. So you can have a look at it. Okay, so whatever I have taught you is visible over here. Clear? So this is the core Java master class in which you can see the video lectures, whatever lectures are being conducted along with the class notes. Okay, so quickly tell me what are these 4 lines going to do? 34 plus int mat dot random into 55 minus 34. What it is going to do? Mayank, it may so happen that you are posted in Chennai and you may have to interact with the clients in English. Thirty-four plus int mat dot random into 55 minus 34. What it is going to do? What is the output of this code? 34 plus int mat dot random into 55 minus 34. I think if you do a surface learning, then you are going to struggle in this semester. Kindly pay attention. I think you're not putting in the necessary effort to learn. Mat.random is going to generate a random number between. Pratik, I think you're deviating. There is a time for each and everything. Kindly concentrate on what I am telling you. Mat.random is going to generate a random number between 0.0 and 1. 1 is not inclusive. Okay, understood? Multiply it by 54 minus 34 and then typecast it into integer. You will get certain value. Add 34 to 8. Now tell me what it is going to do. What do you mean by typecasting? This particular mat.random, kindly pay attention. Mat.random is going to give me double value. Okay, multiply it, still I'm going to get a double value. I want to convert it into integer, so I will say in the bracket int. So this value will be converted into integer. Is it clear, Hardik? Take your own time because this is important. Mat.random gives me between 0.0 and 1. So assume that it has generated some random value. Multiply it by 54 minus 34. What does 55 minus 34 gives me? 11. So if you multiply it, you will get certain number. Convert it into an integer and then I have a 34. That means Abhishek, I have put it in the bracket. So what do you mean by this? The random number generated has to be multiplied and then only the typecasting will be done. Priority. $34 means I know that, see, even if it generates a random number, let's assume that it has generated a random number as 0.000. Multiply it with 55 minus 34. So what it is? 11. So 0 into 11. What it should give me? 11 point something something something. Plus 34. That means I know that it is going to generate a random number from 34. Okay. What will be the last number? 9.9999 something. Multiply it by 55 minus 34, which is 11. And typecast it into integer. Add it to 34. So what should be the range in which this number should be generated? This document will be uploaded. Kindly study it and then find the answer and tell me tomorrow. I am not going to repeat it. It seems that the students are by hearting the concept. How many times I had to tell you that? First, mat.random is going to generate a random number. Multiply it by the difference of 55 minus 34. Convert it into integer and have a 34. So you should get a range. It seems that 198 or 200 students are out of sync. Okay, kindly, I'm again warning you, kindly study hard in this particular semester. Okay, go to the next question. Int mat.random into 1000. What is this going to do? Kindly pay attention. I won't be giving you the answer. I'm giving you full 24 hours to figure it out what these three questions are doing. It will be uploaded on the chalk pad. Answers won't be. Int mat.random into 1000. What it should give me? Straightforward answer. There is no lower limit. Obviously, it has to start with 0. Will it include 1000? Yes, no.
No.
It won't include the 1000. It won't include the 1000. Now 5.5 plus mat.random into 55.5 minus 5.5. What it should do? So take the lowest value. What is the lowest value it can generate? 0. What is the highest value? 9.999, something like that. Yes or no? Multiply it by the difference. 55.5 minus 5.5 should give me 50. Add it to 5.5. I have not typecasted over here. That means you will get the answer in double. You will get the answer in double. So if you are finding this difficult, welcome to coding. Now someone has said generate a random lowercase letter. Generate a random lowercase letter. That means lowercase letter is A to Z. A to Z. Clear? So kindly explain what I am doing over here. Int mat.random into 26 plus A. Let's take the random number as 0. So 0 into 26 is 0. Right? Plus A means the value of A. Int means convert it into integer. What is the integer value for A? 97. So you are going to get a random value as A. Assume that the next random value is 0.1. Yes or no? Right? So 0.1 into 26. Check out what it does. Plus add A to it. This why we have taken 26, because there are 26 alphabets. There are 26 alphabets. Clear? So it is going to generate a random integer lowercase letter. For the ASCII value, see, I have taken this calculation and converted into integer so that I get a ASCII value. And once I get a ASCII value, I can print it. I will get the character of it, because characters internally are stored as an integer. Characters internally are stored as a character. Okay. Now download this particular book and start reading. Java complete reference. Download it and start reading this particular book. By this weekend, try reading chapter 1, chapter 2, and chapter 3. Clear? So these resources will be uploaded as soon as the recording is available. As soon as the recording is available in the evening, it will be uploaded. Recording as well as today's session till this particular mat.random will be uploaded. Kindly go through the notes, okay, and be ready for the next session tomorrow. Yes, you all can leave now. Any addition will do. The attendance is automatically taken by the system. The attendance is automatically taken by the system. It basically shows how many students are just started and left. It monitors that.
Sir, I have sent you email for coding in just course. Please check it.
So it's not visible to you?
No, sir.
Which are the courses visible to you?
So first semester की Python का basic और एक web development.
Advanced web development, and this one is not visible to you?